What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today we got to talk about different formations that are coming to the club, be it players, be it the way they actually line up. We're going to talk about that in the future, really, as it pertains coming into January, coming into this transfer market that's coming quicker than you can ever imagine. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today is December 2nd. It's a Thursday, 2021. And of course, I have your latest rundown of all things Juventus. Before we get into anything, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and of course, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. But let's just jump into it. We got to talk about the news that we have today, and a lot of it has to do with Juventus going young. And the very first story of the day that we have here is Gazzetta dello Sport's reporting Juventus' intention is to keep lowering the average age of the squad. Players like Soulé, De Winter, Israel, Ranocchia, and Fagioli are players that are knocking on the door. I am for this now. And I know, again, I flip-flopped on this a bit. I've always just been kind of calm down when it comes to the youth. Calm down to the whole topic of bringing in youth and pushing them through when they're not ready for it, when they're not whatever. But with the way Juventus is now and the way the players are playing, and they're not playing up to the par that were at least the expectations that you have of Juventus. You got injuries, you got whatever have you going on. Morata, who, finally he got that goal last match, but of course, he just hasn't played what you expect from Morata. And also, Morata is out the door. You know that he is not now going to be purchased by Juventus from Atletico Madrid. So at this point, I think getting some other fresh young blood, whatever, in there is good to go. Caio Jorge is one that I want to talk about. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later, but he's a player that you'd be playing him a little bit more. Soulé, for all the jokes that were made about the in and out 12 seconds or whatever that he played in Salerno. It's funny. Calm down. Have a sense of humor, guys. That's all I'm saying. Have a sense of humor. You play him. Brazil's interested in for some reason. There's some potential there. I'd like to see it, especially when you're playing matches like Salerno or Salernitana. Sorry, not Salerno. Salernitana. But also overall, when you're looking at these different teams that they have in this upcoming month, again, still an opportunity for Juventus to stockpile some points. If, God willing, any of these clubs can, at the top can drop some more points, maybe they can help close a little bit of that gap. Though it's a massive, massive gap that Juventus has really dug themselves into 2 seasons in a row, to be honest. But I would like to see some of these guys get more opportunities. Fine. Fagioli, guys, come on back. Come on back. Come have your voice heard. We'll see if maybe Fagioli can find his role in here. Ranocchia. I really liked Ranocchia. I'd almost say that I like Ranocchia more than what I saw from Fagioli. But it's to be determined to see how good either of those players will be going in the future. Let's move on to the next topic of the day, of which we're talking about Federico Bernardeschi and his future with the club, and I'm trying not to snicker at this. Okay. Calm and serious. Okay, here we go. Nicola Shira is reporting that Bernardeschi's renewal, as anticipated a month ago, Juventus had offered the player a 3-year renewal with a 30% reduction in salary. Bernardeschi didn't like the option and changed his agent, convinced he could maintain his current wage of 4.2 million euros. Okay. I can't. We can't. What are we doing here? No, Bernardeschi, you are not worth the amount you're getting paid. You have not lived up to the amount that you get paid. Yes, when you first sign onto a contract, you usually get overpaid. And you get paid to a sum that people believe to be appropriate to basically somebody a little bit above your level, is the way I look at it. Bernardeschi hasn't lived up to that. Bernardeschi hasn't lived up to 2 levels below him. Lower the wage, cut it in half, drop it at least to 3, and move on, or otherwise move on. I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of people would just say move on, but I know there's some Bernardeschi lovers. Whatever. I mean, no, just no. If Juventus does end up bending the knee and renewing at 4.2 million euros, we got a problem here. And I don't feel good about the future. If you're going to continue to end up investing or continuing to pour money into bad investments. How about that? And right now, he's a bad investment. Like that's inarguable. It's inarguable right now. You can't tell me otherwise. Moving on. All right, Rocco Commisso, our favorite guy over there at Fiorentina, with Calcio Mercato, says, I don't know if Juventus are able to sign Vlahovic in January, but I want to say to Juventus or Arsenal that we, Fiorentina, are the owners of Vlahovic. They should open talks with us, not with his agents. Commisso's continuing to make an ass out of himself. That's the only way to really say it. He's going to keep talking big bleep, but if you've noticed, and I know this obviously because I do these videos daily, I pop on here, we talk about whatever topic, whatever, and then I pop out. If you notice, he's changed his tune a little bit. My guy Commisso over here was saying, basically he's not going to Juventus. We're not selling to Juventus. Yada 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 yada. Now it's slowly come to, please come talk to us. Come to the table. Come, please, sir. Please come to the table. We would like your money, sir. We know he's going to go there. Please, sir. And that's what it's slowly turning into. He knows that we talked about Arsenal yesterday. Vlahovic, I think similarly to Locatelli, he don't want you, bro. He don't want you. So I think that's the situation. I think he knows that Juventus is in a great position as long as the money ends up still being there, given the way the play's going and all the way those little dominoes flow. As long as the money's there, Juventus is in great shape to land Vlahovic, to add him to their roster, and hopefully they will. But now, but it's normal. Duh, you of course go to the player first and the agent to get the okay. Why would you go and negotiate with Fiorentina if the player's going to shut you down right away and just say, no, thanks, but no thanks? Like, what's the point of that? Anyway, we'll see what happens. It's going to look like more than likely Juventus is just going to stick with his wishes, which are to stay until the summer and then make the move happen. I don't foresee Commisso being able to really move him or push him really to move in January. And really, I think that's more of a pipeline dream that really would be beneficial more just to Juventus than to Commisso anyway. So anyway, that's the way that stands for now. I read that as a positive for Juventus moving forward. Let's go to the next topic that we have of the day, and that's coming back to what I was really talking about with Caio Jorge. Calcio Mercato over here is saying that Caio Jorge could leave the club on loan in January, with Sassuolo, Sampdoria, and Udinese being interested. What are we doing? I mean, what's the point of this? I don't understand. Maybe he's not living up to expectations. Maybe he needs more playing time. I think, honestly, right now, with the way the situation lines up, with a lot of players that Juventus has out there, he should be able to have some playing time. He should be able to step in there and really replace some of the guys who are just not living up to the standard that is Juventus right now. And you know that aren't going to be the future. No offense. If you know that Alvaro Morata is not going to be purchased and you're not going to buy him in the summer, play Caio Jorge more. Get the guy that you're going to invest in and who's going to have a deeper future here. Get him playing. But I also understand Caio Jorge is not that expensive. You don't have that much money invested in him compared to you would with other players. But just something of interest with me personally. Maybe it's because I flipped a little bit on the switch of some guys don't deserve to play, but I feel like Caio Jorge, you add him on, you bring him in really as the fourth striker. That's really what you were bringing him in to do. And now he's not going to get that opportunity. I find that a little bit strange. We'll monitor that. Again, it's all rumors. But at the same time, a little bit strange if that does happen in the future, unless they think they're going to bring in another guy along with the likes of, Vlahovic. Let's move on to the next one. And we have, we're talking about Zakaria again with Tuttosport. And it says, in recent weeks, there have been new contacts between Juventus and Zakaria. But there is serious competition from Dortmund, who are ready to offer a better deal for the club and player. So it's just another one of those stories about, so what happens here? How is this going to play out? How worried do Juventus fans need to be about this midfield situation? I mean, we've been worried for a long time, right? But how worried do we need to be if they swoop in, they can take Zakaria, Tchouameni's off the table, maybe. Like somebody else may get him. It seems more and more likely that it went from Tchouameni to petering off to, now it's Zakaria. Here's who we're going to feed you. Hey, Zakaria is a great guy. It's unfortunate for Juventus because you don't have a situation like a Locatelli where it's like, oh, this guy loves Juventus. He wants to come and be here. a guy who's a better midfielder than what you already have. Now you actually are competing for these guys, and it's not always in your favor. So that's how it looks right now. My question is, who is your name, you viewer, if Zakaria is off the table, if Chouamini's off the table, and don't tell me Pogba. I don't want to hear Pogba. I mean, yes, if Pogba's an option, that's everybody's name, okay? It's everybody's name except for the couple guys who leave weird comments about disliking Pogba, whatever. Okay. Pogba, great. If it's not Pogba, if it's not Chouamini, if it's not Zakaria, who's your option? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right. Next story up actually goes along with this, though. Calcio Mercato is reporting that Juventus are interested in Fratessi. However, Pepe Marotta, is now pushing to agreeing a deal and beat Juventus to it. So it's something that Juventus fans are going to have to worry about now. He's a center midfielder playing for Sassuolo currently. Fratessi, I think, is a solid option if you're going to bring him in. I'd be okay and open to bringing him in. Obviously, though, Inter right now, it's unfortunate the way the world works, but of course, the Inter, especially the way they're playing at a better level than Juventus right now, got to be honest. And they're also playing, they're solidly in Champions League. And Juventus right now, we don't know what's going to happen. But we'll see what happens with Fratessi, if he could be an option, if he's an option that would actually play for Juventus, or if he'd be more of a, it's a dangerous word to say, plus Valenza, that you're buying him in. He's 21 years old. He's a young enough guy. But let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Fratessi. And again, is that the next best option for Juventus, or is there somebody else we need to look at? Because the well's running a little dry now, for being honest. All right. And then the final story of the day is really for all you that want to get into formation talk and all that. And I will be happy to hear this, though, is Corriere dello Sport is reporting that Allegri could switch to the 4-2-3-1 formation. It's a formation that Allegri really likes. This year has always been in a game, or it always has been in game when Salerno, while in Salerno, correcting everything. While in Salerno, it was implemented from the first minute. So they played it for a little bit, but it wasn't used the entire match. It quickly goes back to a 4-4-2 or whatever else have you. My personal opinion, until I see guys really clicking and really working in their different roles, I'm not as big. And this is going to sound stupid to some people, but I'm not as bought in when it comes to formations and what have you compared to, say, the actual players producing. When they start producing, then I can worry a bit more about formation. So that's what sticks. But I'll be happy to move away from the 4-4-2 if a 4-2-3-1 works better for you. For Juventus and Allegri, I'm all here for it. Anyway, guys, that's all the news I really have for you today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. As always, our Twitter handles and whatever have you are down here in the graphic down below, as well as in the description. Make sure you follow us at all of them on Twitter, Instagram, whatever have you. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.